Hello everyone, it's Silas here with the House of Cards, and today we're going over my 3-0 draft Levia. I played in a pre-release this past weekend and got 3-0 on Levia. She's really strong. She definitely does above rate things with her cards, but if you've never played her, you have to manage her blood debt and managing your graveyard. And that's two things that can be kind of complicated because I played Levy on Saturday, Bolton on Friday, two very different heroes. Bolton I went 2-1. He's very strong. They're all actually very strong. It's a really good set. But this is my first weekend drafting. The Friday night was the first time drafting. Saturday was my second draft. The draft started off. I don't have the cards I didn't play. These are just the cards I ran in my games. I drafted, I think, a Prism card, pick 1, piece of equipment, pick 2, and then 2 generics, 3 and 4, and then I had to switch or make a commitment. I had to go into Brute. They were just passion the Shadow cards, Shadow Brute cards. Basically, those all 4 packs. Because I had, to my right, I had a Chain, Bolton, Prism, and then another Chain. So I was getting past all kinds of Brute cards. I got three places down, switched to about the same time, just because it was all Brute cards coming our way. Our table broke down of 2 of each class, so pretty good. That's really what you want to see is 2 of each class when you have a table of 8. If you're the one of, someone goes 3, someone goes 1, your one of deck's really strong. Really strong. But let's go over the equipment. I tried to draft equipment when I saw it, unless there was another red Brute card that was just there. The Hooves of the Shadow Beast is crucial for Levia. If you can see that, even if you're just debating going Levia, just slam it down. That's almost a pick one, but that would lock you into Levia, so I don't know if I would do that. But if you see that and you're going into Levia, you definitely need that, because when you banish a card with 6 or more, you get the extra action point. So clutch, and that's basically, this card is how I won my finals match. Ironhide, fantastic, especially against Bolton. Say you want to block a yellow for 4, you can use 2 of them, block for 4. He doesn't get the +1, can't give it go again. Really clutch, so good. Meatex is okay. It fills your graveyard, so it's a way to cycle cards early if you want to, especially if you're having to go first. It's a way to start getting stuff in your discard, which is nice. So that's the equipment. The deck. Okay, so for the deck, obviously, red Brute cards are great. Red Shadow Brute cards, Levia's cards are above rate. The classic combo with a blue, you do Dread Screamer into Graveling Growl. Great. That's a 3-card, 3-card 13. Not bad. It allows you to block with a card if you need to on your opponent's turn, and come in with 13 to retaliate. But when you're playing Levia, the first few turns are kind of set up. You need to get your graveyard kind of full of about 6 to 9 cards. You see a Dreadwood or a Graveling, kind of sit in that arsenal, or even Unworldly Bellow Red, fantastic card again, because it banishes 3, gives your next attack +4. Come in with a Graveling Growl for 11 off 3 cards, a yellow. Again, not bad, allows you to arsenal a card. So that's like your bread and butter combo. Soul Harvest or Specialization, also a very strong card. You're really not going to play it unless you're in the end game and all you have is blues. But again, is your graveyard going to have enough in it? You can pump this quite a bit to finish a game, but it's a tougher setup card, especially in draft. I actually really liked Spew Shadow. It allowed you to play cards straight out of your banish zone. So say you had to block, or just had that, only had 3 cards, you could play one of your Dread Screamers out into a Graveling Growl again if you had a 4 or 5 card hand, and it really lets you. Got me out of some tough situations. Lunar Tide, 3 for 7. It's good into Bolton, sometimes Prism. Not the best rate for Levia compared to other cards, but you don't have to filter your graveyard, which is nice. Smash Big Tree, 2 for 7. Also, doesn't filter your graveyard, gets a 7 cost in there. I used this a lot on turn 0 when I was having to go first. It doesn't block. That's the only negative about it. It doesn't block. So that can put you in awkward spots sometimes, so be aware of that. Driftwood Rumble saved me one game. I had 2 cards in my graveyard, so I couldn't banish 3. But I had 2 6s in my hand, so it allowed me to banish a card to save myself. So that card definitely can come in clutch when you don't have a lot in your graveyard. However, I wouldn't consider it like a top priority. If you're drafting, your top 3 picks are like your Unworldly Bellow. Even Yellow's really good. Dread Screamer, Graveling Growl. Dread Screamers are great. Even at the blue, it's still a 4-go again. 4-go again into a Meat Axe. 4-go again into something else, especially if you have the graveyard. 4-go again into Dreadwood. It's just really nice. For win cons, you're looking at Convulsions from the Bellows of Hell. Red one's obviously the best because it gives it +3. But if you're just looking for that Dominate, any of the colors work. And then Withering Beast Hulk, again, another Dominate 6+. So if you have a blue Unworldly Bellow into Withering Beast, 9 Dominate, you can pretty much get someone from 6 life. So it's a pretty good combo as well. I tried to use, I think I won a game with a Convulsion into a Endless Maw. I hate that I only had the yellow. The red ones really strong, but again, the +3 on top of that. So if you have a red, 3 for 6, it goes up to 9. Add the extra +3, that's 12 Dominate, and usually at that point, they're not going to have the equipment in the game, so you can kind of close it out pretty easily from there. However, you want to pitch the Convulsions in the Withering if you draw it early. One you can block with if you have to. So I had to with the Withering one game. Block with it, I think, on turn 2. But if you can keep one of these in, pitch them to the end, kind of stack them, you can close out a game pretty well with a blue. Well, 2 blues or 2 yellows. Preferably 2 blues. And you need to keep your life total up. That's the important part also of blocking early, is it allows you to get your graveyard going and keep your life total up. So when you have these dominant cards at the end game, you can take the damage to set up. Like I was talking about, won me in the finals. I had a Graveling Growl in Arsenal. I think I had a yellow Unworldly Bellow. Yeah, it was a yellow one. And my hand, so Graveling Growl in Arsenal, my hand was Graveling Growl, Unworldly Yellow, and I believe a blue, because I blocked with a card. So I had 3 card hand, 1 card in Arsenal. Played the Unworldly Bellow, giving my next attack +3, turning off Blood Debt. Popped the Hooves of the Shadow Beast, so giving me 2 action points. Played a Graveling Growl for 10, and then I got to come in with another Graveling Growl for 7. So I had a 17-point turn against the Bolton in the finals, and you just can't really compete with that. My matches were against a Chain, which can be tough because he can go so wide. However, he never played Chain before. He didn't play during Monarch, so cut a little break there. Second player was a Prism with Luminaris. However, you basically can pop her Heralds every time she attacks. If they have the arm piece, they can turn off Phantasm once, which is a big deal, but you can pop them. However, if they get the Spectral Shields, if they have a lot of the Spectral Shields, you're just in trouble. Because they can just keep attacking with those, especially if they have Luminaris. If they don't, it's not so much a big deal and you don't have to worry about it, but that's a tough situation. In the finals is Bolton. You just got to try to block early and put the pressure on. Don't give him the chance to get the go again. Use your equipment. Again, that's why I drafted the equipment. It allows you to pitch a blue. You can block 6 with just a blue. Pretty good. The yellow just blocks 4. Again, still really good. Better than any of your cards you're going to block with. Didn't really talk about the Boneyard Marauder. It's really just a blue block 3. In red, it's only a 6, so it's okay if you can get the red, but again, not a top priority. Hungering Slaughter Beast, again, not a top for priority. A 2 for 7 is above rate, so the red is pretty good, and the yellow and blues are fine because you need the resources. Levia is super resource heavy, and you can see I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 12, 13 reds, and then the rest of the 31 are yellows, blues, so that's 17 yellows and blues. So you have to have a pretty good ratio because if you draw an all red hand, which thankfully I didn't do, you can really kind of screw yourself. Now, if you don't have blood debt, it's fine. You just block Arsenal, set up perfectly fine. But if it's the late game and you're drawing all red hand, yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. But that's my Levia deck that 3-0 this weekend. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps the store. And thank you for watching.